Me help you with your vision, they losing their sight here. Time to send the world a message they might hear. Like Meek Mills, I'm making it quite clear. I'm chasing my dreams and fighting my nightmares. I'm going real hard, I'm talking words you understand, I'm talking real bars. I'm going everywhere, you know I'm talking real far. Yeah, it's time to raise a toast to this thing to the Lord the most. As I go from coast to coast, I'm talking north side, I'm talking south side, I'm talking east side, I'm talking west side. I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, it's time to let you know how I spit it when I flow. When I go and light a fuse and I set to let it blow. I'm talking worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, time to check my status and the GOAT is what it be. And you know I'm over 30, so my level is a G. And I may be from the hood, but I'm way beyond these streets. And my pockets hate a diet, so they always down to eat. Even though they screaming fame, and it's always spelling me. And I'll never hang it up till my mission is complete. And I'm looking at you haters, I suggest you take a seat. Cause it's all fun and games to a killer show his teeth. This is for them cats that be screaming homies. Claiming that you're real, but we know you're phony. Now I'm chillin' with my sons, they my one and only. Like the Turner brothers, yeah, we screaming lions only. Step into this den, I welcome all who will dare. Never met a David, tell me whom shall I fear? Gotta rep the nation, black and gold is what I wear. If you look to your left, to your right, I'm everywhere. I'm talking worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Roxamore Sports broadcast here at the Arsenal Park in Lawrenceville. We have another kickball game going up because this is, of course, none other than the Still City Kickers event going in. So it's the Renegades playing against, Mike, refresh me here. Renegades playing against the main event. How could I forget about the main event?
Yeah, their name is the main event, but they are not the main event of the evening. They should change their name for this game to the penultimate event.
Yuck.
I'm here all night, folks. More dad jokes.
We'll take it. Yeah, I'm always one for the dad jokes, you know. I thrive off those things. But it should be a pretty interesting game. I mean, the Renegades, their main pitcher, she's out right now. Her name is the Annihilator. And I'm not really too sure what number she is because I don't have it here on my roster, but she's out today. But nonetheless, as you guys know, the Renegades, they're a powerful team. They are undefeated. They were the champions last year. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the 4-1-2, not 4-1-2, I'm thinking of last game. I'm looking forward to seeing what the main event has going on forward. I got so tongue-tied there, ladies and gentlemen. The heat is getting to my head.
That's all right, Max. So for our viewers at home, the main event is in navy blue. The Renegades are in the maroon.
And again, just a little cool factoid. Renegades, actually, their coach is Charles Cook. He's a commentator here at the Roxamore Sports broadcast. Last time I had the honor of covering some basketball games with him back in February. But yeah, he is the coach for the Renegades. And yeah, I mean, the record speaks for itself. They were all the champions of last year. And this year, they were undefeated. So we'll see how this game turns out.
Yeah, in this game, the main event, they will be the visiting team, and the home team will be the Renegades.
So, last game was pretty fast. For those of you guys that might have been looking for the Diva Dolls and came in late, they just played. They played against 412's finest and won by a point. The Diva Dolls won by 1 point. And before that game was the Hellcats playing against, I'm drawing blanks on the names here, but.
Royalty.
Royalty.
I was drawing a blank on
okay.
it too. Now pitching today for the Renegades will be number 11, Moiva.
Powerful kick, but a foul one, unfortunately. And
that was a smart play there by the Renegades' 46, Sweetness. She allowed the ball to go foul because she didn't have a shot at first. She used the sweetness of her brain, as she uses it there again, to Get the ball back to the pitcher.
Makes it to first base. And she's safe. And if this is not the team you're looking forward to, we have the last game, which is going to be Blackout playing against Alive and Kickin'. Foul kick there by number 11 from.
Fly ball
Another
to
foul ball.
third base. Over the head. That ball's safe. The runner makes it 2. Second base. That is Tiffany. She makes it to second. Runners on first and second. Nobody out here for the main event. Moiva pitches a strike there for the Renegades. Ball is foul ball. Juan batting third for the main event. Stares on Moiva. Here's the pitch. And that ball is crushed. Field, but an out. First out. The inning. That brings up number 16, D. But we had a fan run onto the field, and luckily we were able to get him off. You know, everybody just wants to be part of the action here at the Steel City Kickers League. Well, Cash catches it for the second out of the inning for the Renegades. Two outs, top of the first. Renegade and main event tied 0-0. It's Queese now up for the main event. She onto third, but it's foul. Queese looking to bring home Tiffany here for the first run of the evening. Pitch. Run ball. Down to third base. Force out at third. And that ends the top of the first. Score is the main event 0. Renegades coming to bat. Early threat there for the main event, and unfortunately they were unable to capitalize. We're still very early in this game. So early, in fact, Renegades, they haven't even had a chance to kick the ball yet.
Yeah, they're definitely trying, though. Renegades, we expect them to be a pretty powerful team. I mean, again, the score speaks for themselves. They were the champions last year and undefeated this year. So, you know they're going to get some points. Just how many points? That's the question.
Yeah. Lily pitching for the main event. So already one excuse me. Already one change from last week. Main event only had 3 outfielders last week. This week they're back to 4. So that's going to help them. But if Renegades just keep safe at first, but if Renegade keeps hitting the ball like this, not even bothering hitting it to the outfield, then that 4th outfielder, she's not going to make any difference whatsoever. Lee with the pitch. Ball is foul. 1 strike.
Renegades here for the pitch. It's blackout. Oh, that's blackout.
Lee leading a quick strategy meeting here with the main event. As we see the umpires here talking with some of the coaches for the main event. Not exactly sure what the conversation is about. If we figure it out, we will inform you. And right now, I'm here to inform you that Lily is about to deliver the next pitch for the main event, as now the umpire talks it over with the scorers table. Pitch from Lily. Off the arm. 1 run in for the Renegade. No outs here, bottom of the first. Renegades with a 1-0 lead. Pitch from Lely. Another bunt. Out at first. But they will take that out for a run. 2-0. Renegade over the main event as both runners advance. Lely's pitch. High fly ball to the third base. Oh, and it falls in between. Another run for the Renegade. You know, Max, unfortunately, not every team can have a worm out there like 412's finest, where you know if it gets hit out there, she's going to grip onto it.
Absolutely there. Renegade going in for the kick, and a beautiful catch by number 16, D.
Runner on second, 1 out. 3-0 Renegade over the main event here in the bottom of the first.
And a little bit of a stumble there. Renegade makes it to third base. Safe.
Yeah, Max, that play was extremely close, and it had no right to be that close.
Couldn't agree with you there more. She made it, though, nonetheless. As right now, we're at the bottom of the first. Renegades going against a little bit of a fumble there on that catch. Renegades make it in.
And that ends the first inning with the score Renegades 3, the main event 0.
Yeah, that play confused me right there. Okay, so right now the Renegades have taken the field, and let's see what they got going on here. Cash, you can see the marker for Wook here in this game as she's covered in dust. But right now, it looks like it's a sure thing that the Renegades have put that threat away. Number 22 was making a rush for it. That is Lily. Good effort nonetheless by Lily.
Yeah, she looked like she thought she was safe, or she was getting some instructions from the first base coach.
Yeah, you really gotta balance yourself out with sometimes. Try to get a good reading on what the coach is directing you, and when the game's alive in action and you're supposed to be moving. That ball is beautifully caught there by Cash. And excellent catch there by Renegade as they now go for the kick.
That ends the top of the second. Score remains Renegades 3, the main event 0.
Yeah, I mean they're going up against a huge force here, Mike. The Renegades, as we know, they're a powerful team.
Always a threat to win the championship.
Absolutely, but main event, I mean, 3's not too bad. You can make it, guys. You can make it. You just gotta believe. No, no, it's all about the strategy and the speed. amount of catching the ball with their hands. Well, let's see how well they do with the catching here in this bottom second. Beautiful. Caught there by number 11, Crystal.
Right. Lee versus Muva. Battle of the pitchers here.
That kick was it was off. It was off. But she has a chance here to redeem herself. Number 22 from main event, serving the pitch. That is Lily. And Renegade's making the first base. She's making a run for second base. Can she do it? And ooh, a bit of a collision there. She walks it off quite well. And she took a risk. I mean, I thought she was out just by the way it was looking. I was thinking it was a sure thing, but nope, there she is. Number 11 from Renegades, that is Muva. Standing on second base, progressing down to third base, and Renegades making a first base. First and third base, held down.
Yeah, going back to that earlier play at second base, if the second baseman for main event were able to hold on to it, it would have been an out. But as we've mentioned, 1.5-pound ball, bouncy, you never know where it's going to go.
So true, so true. I mean, right there. Doesn't know what to make that throw at. Bases are loaded. Mover stayed on third base. And understandably so, that ball was right there in the center. They could have went any direction. And it seemed like Lily was expecting Muva to make it home. But she got a little caught up in the moment. I saw her head going back and forth, trying to get a good reading on the diamond. Look at that catch. Mover stays on third base.
So, Max, I want to go back to that play by the main event. So the reason they do that is once you get the ball into the pitcher, play's over. And in a situation like this, with the bases with runners on first and third, just get the ball right back to the pitcher, so that way that runner cannot advance. But we're going to get those runners advancing anyway. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. Will we get a third run in?
Oh!
Safe!
6-0. 3 points added to the scoreboard just like that by the Renegades. It was 1, 2, 3.
3's the magic number for the Renegade. 3 runs in the first, 3 runs in the second.
That it is. Man, what a painful one that was for the main event. Nonetheless, me being the optimist I am, 6-0. You guys can come back up. Main event hanging there. You got this. Renegades, good job. And now it's the Renegades going in for the kick. Main event holding down the field.
Yeah, speaking of the field, it needed a little bit of tender love and caring. So they put some more chalk down so the pitchers can see the batter's box.
Now, Renegades have a chance to make a lucky 7 here as they have third base. And that kick was flat foul. And no kick made there.
So we can see the umpire indicating that ball was too high to kick, so that's why it was not a strike. Because again, if that ball is within 1 foot each side, it counts as a strike. But if a ball is too bouncy, they're going to give the batter the benefit of the doubt.
That is true. They hold down first base and third base. Right now, number 3, Brickhouse from Renegades, holding down third base. And that is definitely a foul as it goes out into the audience, out of the field.
We would say that's a souvenir for our audience, but you can't keep the ball.
Exactly. Yeah. We appreciate it. We only have so many balls here on the field, so.
Yeah, once we lose so many, that's it. Season's over.
Lely going in here for the pitch. And Cash just can't seem to get that ball out of that area. It's just, which is kind of a rare miss for Cash. I mean, she is usually on it, but a little bit rusty there, but nonetheless, no showing off of Cash.
Speaking of being on it, we're going to be on our monetary moment here as we pay some bills. We'll return right here on the Roxamore Sports Network with the score, Renegade 6, the main event 0. Don't go anyway. We'll be right back. Not my best work.
Dude, that was great.
Also, I lied. I thought this game was only going to be 2.5 innings.
Films and shotgun formation, flanked by Siebels, and we have back deep, and you have it wide open, and it looks like he's going to go all the way to the house. Tariq Scipio, big play receiver for the Wolverines.
Finally, they got the big play receiver the ball.
Early detection and treatment is key to save lives.
So back to live action. Deontay Williams rolls out and finds a receiver deep in the end zone for the touchdown with 47 seconds left.
Hello, I'm Lisa Baldwin with Remax Select Realty. My experience and my commitment makes everything I touch turn to sold.
Call Lisa Baldwin at 724-933-6300 extension 489 or go to selecthomefinder.com.
All right, Roxamore Sports live here at the Arsenal Park for the Kickball Steel City Kickers event. It is Renegades playing against Main Event, and Renegades are coming out so far in the lead, 6-0. Main Event, you're not too far behind. You can kind of wrap things up and get things back in your favor, but we shall see. We shall see.
Speaking of being in our favor, Max, it's going to be in your best favor to go to www.rockcomedyshow.com for tickets to Man on the Moon, headlined by David Mann, also known as Mr. Brown, as seen on BET's Meet the Brown and It's a Man World. Lillian Cannon and One Eye performing as well, hosted by Is He For Real? September 10th, 2022 at the UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse on the campus of Duquesne University. Doors open at 6:30, show starts at 7:30. Make sure you bring your family, friends, and little ones to this show because it is indeed friendly for your family.
Yeah, it's a good flair to put out there for people to know. I mean, so many times people take their families to a unfamily-friendly event and they're surprised by the results. And that she is out for Main Event. Renegades, as you would imagine, they're on it with this passing. They got the speed to their advantage. They got the height to their advantage. It's no wonder why they're so far ahead.
You know, ever since I made a comment in one of our earlier games that this is the first time we've seen a catcher do her job and catch the ball, we've seen about 4 or 5 today.
A little bit of a short nose tap. And apparently it counted, to my surprise. Wait, actually, no. It did not. Okay,
It did not.
I was gonna say that's I was gonna say that was.
Yeah, Danielle hit the side of the cage and tried to use her Jedi mind trick to get onto first base, and her attempt was futile. As it ends the top of the third. After 2.5 innings, your score: Renegade 6, the main event 0.
Yeah, she tasted a little bit of that victory there, just a little bit of it, but it didn't count, unfortunately. It was the off-brand victory. Main event, taking up the field. They are now set for the catch. Renegades now going in for the kick. And man, do they start off strong. Oh, that ball was sloppy. As Renegades take first base.
Yeah, neither one of the left fielders called for that ball there, and unfortunately, it drops in.
And second base claimed by Renegades, and first base claimed by Renegades as well.
Baby girl up the bat now for the Renegades. Battle of the 22s. Which double 2 will prevail in this matchup?
Yeah, I really love the Renegades nicknames. Gets me every time. So right now, Renegades holding second base, first base. Things are looking pretty good for them in the up and up. Main event. Things aren't looking too shabby for them either. I mean, main event is not too far behind as we were at the bottom of the third. And Renegade, she's out. So now they just have first and second base as opposed to a loaded set of bases. First out for the Renegades here in this match, or this bottom of the third rather. That ball is out of the field. A foul. Renegade still holding first and second. As Renegade goes for the kick. Lee serves the kick. Serves the pitch. And out. Although, nonetheless, they take third base and make a run for home run. Beautiful work there by Renegades. If I can get a good eye on that number, I would definitely give it to you. I believe that was number 22, Baby Girl. And beautifully caught there by main event, number 16, D.
And D ends the third inning with the score: Renegade 7, the main event 0. If you're looking at this from the main event perspective, you gave up 3 runs in each the first and the second. This time you only gave up 1. That's a win. Little victories.
Little victories count all the time. Now, 7-0. It's not too bad. You can climb up that. The ladder's not too high, I would say. As main event makes it down to first base safely, number 13. That is Tiffany. A quick little chip shot, but it's effective as it progresses them down to second base and first base. Number 11, Crystal, holding down first base, and number 13, Tiffany, holding down second. And she's making a run for, she did it. She made it to third base. Bases are now loaded for main event.
It's main event's first dangerous opportunity here to score some runs. Bases loaded, nobody out here in the top of the fourth.
Now the question is, can Tiffany make it? Can she be the person that... Oh, she is! She is the first point for main event. And here comes the second point, and beautiful. Tiffany and Crystal.
As Swift was unable to make that catch there, sun may have gotten in her eyes, and it adds 2 runs to the main event as they now trail 7-2, with still nobody out here in the top of the fourth.
Not too far behind. Main event makes it to third base. The bases are yet again loaded for main event.
And Max, Cash was not cash money on that play, as she, instead of tagging second, throws it back to the pitcher. That again loads the bases up for the main event. Can they take advantage of these miscues?
Yep, there's another point added to the main event's name. That brings them up to 3.
But the one thing Baby Girl did for the Renegades is stop the bleeding. They got it out.
That they did. Excellent work there by main event. I couldn't really see that number, though, of the athlete that ran in there. I want to give her as much credit as possible. Right now, they hold first and third base, have a chance to kind of bring it up to 4, which will set the score to 4 under 7. Currently, it is 3 under 7. And no kick made there. And it is off in the air. Taken down. Makes it home. Adding a 4th point to main event's name. And now it's just a 3-point game difference. Main event holding down second base.
You know, Max, we talked in between innings about the little victories for main events. They're adding up the big ones right now. They held the Renegades to 1 run, and they've got 4 of their own here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was going to say that kick did not look legitimate to me, and the referee is in agreement there, as she does not make it to first base. A foul ball. And she's out. Main event, though. A good run. They're at the bottom of the 4th, as it's now 7 over 4.
Yeah, main event has to go into this bottom of the 4th with a lot of momentum and confidence. They scored 4 runs on the defending champions. Now let's see if that can turn into some more outs here. If they can hold Renegade to 0 runs, look out.
I would absolutely agree with you on that. Right now, main event holding down the field. Renegades. A little bit of a discussion there of how they can improve. But, you know, man, they're not going to let down easily. They're going to come back with extra force. And they're going to be aggressive. Kind, but aggressive, if that makes any sense. I know those sound like oxymorons, but you guys know how Renegades play. Right now, it's the Renegades going in here for the kick as Lee serves the pitch for main event.
See the umpire once again going over something with the scorers table. Just trying to get there, cross their T's, dot their I's, make sure everything's okay. You know, when you have the largest female kickball league in Western Pennsylvania, it's a lot more work. So you got to make sure everything's straight and narrow.
Most certainly. Right now, game's a little bit, it's a little bit still. About to kick things back into action, but, man, what a game it has been. I mean, a clutch like that, it's, I don't know if you could call it clutch, but, I mean, they definitely did get some points added to their name. I mean, it's now just a 3-point difference in the game, in the score. But, Renegades, they got the power ready in their hands. They're not going to give it back. They're number one, just like I said for Royalty, they're not one for letting their guard down. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they got cooking up now, because they got the extra motivation. I mean, they're not in a place of panic per se, but she makes it to first base. Yeah, they're not in a place of panic, but I mean, at the same time, you can never rest easy. You can never let the scoreboard say, hey, take a break, No,
that's why you play the game on the field, not on paper.
Exactly. Renegades holding second and first base. Yeah, things are looking pretty promising for the Renegades at the moment as they hold second base. Number 21, that is Ming Lee. She's fast on her feet. And she's very good on making these calls. And, I spoke a little bit too soon there. As she is knocked out from second base. That she was just maybe a foot away from number 16 there. Actually, that is number, let's see if I can get the correct number on that one.
But, Max, while you look that
It's a
up,
little hunched, but yeah.
Ming Lee never turned to look where that ball was kicked.
It's a good point.
So she was only a couple of inches away from where that ball was caught. And that's going to cost the Renegades at least a run here.
I absolutely agree with you on that. And looks like that's number 16, which would make her D. Yeah, that is number 16. How about that? Okay. So a little bit of a misspeak there. Apparently I got one of the athletes' names incorrect, matched up with the numbers. But that is D, number 16, for main event that has tapped out Ming Lee. Which is a sigh of relief there for main event. As mentioned, Ming Lee, she's fast on her feet. I mean, once she's at third base, it's almost a guarantee she's going to make it at home. But at the moment, Renegades, things are still looking pretty good for them as they hold first and second base. But main event, I mean, they're motivated. They're motivated. Renegades, third base. And just like that, climb back up on the scoreboard as they go up to 8 by 1 point. So it's now 8/4. And Cash kicks the ball, makes it to first base, and progresses the Renegades down to second base. Bases are now loaded, which could be a bit of crushed hope here for the main event if the Renegades are able to get all 3 athletes back home. And up to 9/4, 10/4. Renegades, 2 points here in the bottom 4th. Cash on third base has a chance to bring him up to 10.
There's some sloppy defense here in the bottom of the 4th by the main event. We had the double play earlier, the sloppy play by the Renegades. Now it's the main event's turn to be sloppy.
Yeah, it's like I said, Mike. I mean, they're I don't know what it was with the last game. Maybe a stroke of luck, maybe just motivation from main event, but something the Renegades caught on to, and they're stepping up the strategies. So, like I said, they're going to come in with a lot of force this time around to kind of keep the score widened. A beautiful catch there by the person I originally got confused for, number 16. I can't really get a good reading on her short there.
But, Max, while you look that up, you mentioned widen the lead. It's time to widen our bank accounts as we're about to run some ads. We'll return right here on the Roxamore Sports Network with the score, Renegades 10, main event 4.
Hey kid, let me tell you about the Soul Pit, and I want you to let everybody know about it. Soul Pit is what's happening in and around your city. Soul Pit is on the internet and around the globe. Soul Pit is on your block and in your car. Soul Pit is in your ear. It's in your hair. It's everywhere. Soul Pit is the latest news, hottest styles, culture, education, information, and more. It gets you ready for things to come. Hey kid, you know what the Soul Pit really is? It's a little something extra for your soul.
Hey, and welcome back to the Roxamore Sports Network. And we want to remind you that Roxamore and Rox Landing present Man on the Moon, headline by David Mann, also known as Mr. Brown. As seen on BET's It's a Man's World and Meet the Browns. He's performing along with One Eye and Lillian Cannon, hosted by Izzy For Real. Show is September 10th. Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7:30. It takes place at the UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse at Duquesne University. For tickets, visit www.rockcomedyshow.com. This is a family-friendly event, so bring the whole family, kids included, unless you want to have a date night and leave them kids with grandma.
I like it. All right, now the game is back in action. Renegades have the field, and, of course, main event, going in for the kick. And, man, what a game it has been. For a while, it was looking like, well, not a while, but for a quick little moment, it looked like the main event was kind of gaining up on Renegades, but the Renegades have managed to widen the scoreboard by quite a bit.
And we do have a new pitcher in for the Renegades.
Yeah, so the score remains 10-4 with the Renegades in the lead here in the top of the fifth.
Yeah, main event needs to put their sloppy defense behind them and try to score some runs here.
And it's looking pretty promising. She is... there we go again. Chinks in them. But you know what? It was a good kick. I'm going to go ahead and say it. It was a good kick. It was a wrong kick, but add some power to it. There we go. And it's out. It's out. It's no good. As I always say, better days are ahead. So main event, you know, they came a long way. They practice. They definitely put some value to the practice here in this game. I mean, they got up to 4 points in the last, no, not the last bottom, but she's out. Number 10. That is Danielle. She had a lot of pressure on her at that moment, understandably so. She tried to rush it in to first base, but that kick just was no good. Renegades are safe here as they progress to the bottom of the fifth. And, let's see what we got. It's a good day. It's very nice weather, I'd say, for the most part. We just want to remind you guys of the Roxamore and Rox Landing presents the Man on the Moon. Of course, headliner David Mann, also known as Mr. Brown, as seen on BET's It's a Man's World and Meet the Browns. For the Rock Comedy Show, featuring One Eye, Lillian Cannon, hosted by Izzy For Real. Coming September 10th, 2022. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. Show starts at 7:30 p.m. at the UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse. It's a family-friendly event, so be sure to check us out on www.rockcomedyshow.com for tickets and details. Tickets are selling fast. Back to the game. Main event has the field. Renegades going in for the kick. And Renegades are kind of in a cozy place right now as they have a 6-point lead.
And baby girl bunts there, and she gets on base. Renegade's strategy here is just get as many runners on as you can, and then boom, hit one to the moon.
Man. Reminds me of that sitcom. What was it? Bam, Wham, Straight to the Moon or something like that. Renegades. here for the kick. First base. First base, you could say it doesn't mean much, but I mean, to me, it's always an ugly sign if you get anybody on to first base. And beautifully caught there by D, number 16 from Main Event. And an easy chip shot there off to the left of her. As they progress down to first and second base. A simple pitch, powerful kick, and
it's going to fall.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they were thinking there, but they just gave that ball to the Renegades. And just like that, 1-2 points are awarded to the Renegades.
Ming Lee made up for her blunder last inning by driving in 2 runs here. And that ball just flew over the head of Alex for the Main Event.
Yeah, that was very sloppy for Main Event. They were just looking at the ball, but nobody was there to catch it.
To their credit, it did fall into no man's land. And they do have Alex playing back just a little bit.
So that brings them up to 12. That is 12 over 4, which means Main Event will have to make twice as much of their current score to get up there with the Renegades. I know Coach Lee, not Coach Lee Cook. No, I call Charles Cook. I got so many cooks in my head. Anyways, Coach Charles Cook must be real proud. Again, he is the Roxamore Sports commentator for sometimes the basketball games, other times kickball games, I believe. But now, I'm the host, alongside with everybody's favorite guy, Mike, for this kickball game. And beautifully caught there by number 7. That is Quan from Main Event.
And she makes the catch, but very smart base running there by the Renegades. As Jess Mee is able to run it first, and it's dropped. 2 more runs for the Renegades.
Yeah, it's a rough moment for Main Event. I mean, to be 8 points behind, it's tough. It's tough.
And Max, we do have to, we're entering that time. The Mercy Rule run is at the plate for the Renegades.
That it is. Main Event, hang in there. You've practiced, give it your best, but the game's not over. Renegades, as always, doing a great job. Anybody watching this game, be sure to leave some comments for encouragement for either team. And once again, we want to thank you personally for joining us here on the Roxamore Sports broadcast. It's a beautiful day here at the Arsenal Park here in Lawrenceville.
So, Max, we just want to say the inning has ended. So we're not sure why the inning has ended. And when we get a chance, we will get a confirmation if the score is still 14-4. So we will work on getting that confirmation.
Absolutely. It's been quite the game, though. It's been quite the game. Renegades, 12 over 4. It's it hurts. It hurts to see for the Main Event, but Renegades, I mean, much as expected. They were undefeated victors, last year's champions, so that looks like that is game.
Yeah, Max, I was actually just coming back over to tell you that is the game.
And, wow.
Pretty surprising on both of them. We're both shocked that.
Yeah, I was, just the way they were lined up, I was already kind of figuring the game was over, but Renegades remain undefeated. 12 over 4. Well done. Stay tuned for the next game. It's going to be live and kicking versus Blackout. So this is the Roxamore Sports Network. Thank you guys for joining us. Stay tuned.